Okay, something happened with the video from this morning on my live, and it would not download due to some technical difficulties. That's what it said. So it only have clips of it. But because I wanted to get this message out, I'm redoing it pre-record. So what I was speaking on this morning was slow leaks. Slow leaks in life. We all have them. And because we have these slow leaks, we have to pay attention to the signs of things that are happening in our individual lives. I was relating it this morning to multiple things because there's multiple things going on in everybody's life, whether it's someone's health or someone's marriage, relationships, whatever, finances, and those of us, many who are dealing with mental illness. There are slow leaks in certain areas of each of our lives. If we do not pay attention to these slow leaks, all it does is increase, that hole widens, and eventually people explode. You fall to pieces because you didn't pay attention to the signs of the slow leaks. There are times in your life and in my life where some health conditions need attention. You have to pay attention to these health conditions. You have to go to that doctor, not self-medicate, but get to that doctor to find out what's going on, what can be done. Just saying it's going to be okay is not going to make that slow leak go away. Because that thing that may have been small can turn into cancer, can turn into another. Instead of catching that stage 1, here you weigh in stage 4 because you didn't pay attention to the slow leak. That heart attack, when you was having those different things that you were feeling different, you knew your body was changing, but you didn't pay attention to it because you had a slow leak. You were telling yourself, oh, it's not that bad. You know how we self-diagnose? That's what's happening a lot today. I noticed that. People would rather self-diagnose rather than to say, let me get to the doctor, find out what's going on, and keep doing what I need to do. If it's okay, it's okay. If it's something that's going to need more attention, let's go. See, we do that with slow leaks because we think it's not going to, or we don't want it to get any worse. We do that in our relationships, whether we're married or dating. You got to still invest time in that. You have to still say, we need to sit down and we need to talk about some things. See, because I see there's a slow leak here. We're not communicating like we once were. We're not spending time together like we once were. That's a slow leak that could turn into something major, separation or divorce, because you're not working on the slow leak. Relationships, friendships, that stuff takes work. If it's easy, is it really worth it? But if you have to work on it, it's worth it because you're working on it, because you don't want that thing to flatline on you. Because a lot of times when we separate or we divorce or whatever the cause may be, we really didn't mean for it to even be that way. We didn't want it to turn out like that. But we didn't pay attention to the signs of slow leaks. We can get things straightened out way before the explosion happens, but we turn a deaf ear. We turn a deaf ear to it. That's just like mental illness. People say, oh, you know how we have this term for people that we feel like acting a little different, they crazy. No, they're not. People have things going on in their lives that's creating depression, that's creating anxiety. There's lots of things that people go through in their childhood that they're having to relive. And when you suppress that as you move into your adulthood because you got no counseling, because everybody told you to shut up and go somewhere and sit down, they didn't listen to what was going on with you. That's a slow leak. To a person growing into a stage of their adulthood where this stuff comes back, it reintroduces itself because something happened in your life that caused you to have to reflect back on what you already thought that you got rid of because you suppressed it. But you had that slow leak and nobody was paying attention. And now you have mental health conditions that you're trying to deal with because you are trying to hold it all together. And it doesn't matter how the world deems you, because I say this all the time. Right now, I feel like America got a lot of slow leaks. Yes, we do, as a whole entire country. You got people down there fighting against voting rights, fighting, wanting to change the Constitution, fighting, wanting to take away certain teachings in school systems that's been around for years, and it's a part of history. And the main thing is they're trying to take down democracy. See, we got a slow leak, and guess what? If that thing explodes, one of these days what we call freedom won't be no more. Look at how they're trying to take away from everybody. From everybody. They're not missing nobody. So we can't sit here and act like this stuff isn't happening. We have slow leaks individually and as a country. And guess what? Eventually, because pipes bust, they do. Pipes burst. Put so much pressure in a pipe, it's going to burst. And that's the same thing with us. We've got so much up here. People are bursting. That's why your suicidal rate is increasing. People are handling every situation through violence, some sort of violence. And you can never just hurt one person without hurting many. We got slow leaks because they won't do anything with gun violence. Guns in the hands of young people and older people and just whatever. It's no limit there. And mothers and fathers are having to stand behind podiums and share their pain with the world because they lost their babies to violence. All these slow leaks, and nobody wants to pay attention. Women losing their rights to their own bodies, and nobody want to talk about that. That's a slow leak. They passed legislation in Virginia that a 12-year-old and younger must bear a pregnancy. And 80%, and I learned this when President Clinton was in office, one of his representatives came to a conference I attended. 80% of teenagers that's impregnated are impregnated by somebody that they know within the family unit. Mom's boyfriend, mom's husband, whatever. And they're suffering the remnants from that because now they're adults and this thing got uglier because nobody paid attention to the slow leaks. Take a look at your life and think about, what is my slow leak? And then not only just look at that thing, say, Lord, how can you help me to get through this? My live this morning was longer, but for some reason had a technical error. If it comes back up, I will post it, download it and post it, but right now I can't. So I have to do a short version. But take care of yourself. Slow leaks are real. Don't let it burst on you. Okay?